All right, looks like we are live. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. My name is Andrea Jenson with the Cash Flow CFO. And today I'm so excited to have my good friend Ryan Willoughby joining us. And we are going to be talking about money mindset, especially during this challenging time. It's super important to be keeping your um, proverbial blinders on and staying focused and not letting all of the outside noise be affecting how you are, managing your cash flow and making decisions in your business. And mindset is a huge piece of that. So, Ryan, hello.
Hey, Andrea. Hey, everybody. I'm really excited to be here. So thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm excited to have you with us today. And for all of our um, viewers, Ryan and I have worked together for, a number of years. Like,
I
I don't
think at least four now. I think we're up. I mean, it's like gone by so fast, and it's been a
yeah.
long.
Um,
Yeah, I think around 4 years.
hmm Yes, so I have had the privilege of working with Ryan for that amount of time, and him sharing his brilliance and knowledge with me, and really helping me manage my energy, as a business owner and as a leader of a big team and a lot of clients that we work with them and their money, and there's so much energy that surrounds all of that transactional piece, but yet there's something more to it. And we all know it's there. And sometimes it's good to talk about it and give it a little bit of a explanation of what it is and how it really affects our day to day as a business owner. So Ryan, we have ourselves in a situation here for, the whole world is going through it right now. And a lot of our business owners are trying to navigate, what to do on the tangible side. But could you talk a little bit about the intangible side in relation to money mindset and how that really affects our day to day, our being, our decision making, and everything else that goes along with that?
Absolutely. And I think that's a great question and something to be asking ourselves during a time like this. So I'm just going to introduce myself a little bit and tell you guys a little bit who I am, so you're going to have a better understanding about how I might approach this question and what we're talking about here right now. So I own a company called Quantum Shift, and I work with individuals, business owners, entrepreneurs, um, on a whole array of areas, but I specialize in spirituality and energy and taking a spiritual approach to business. And one of the things around that is definitely money when we talk about business. And we also talk about spirituality, and we talk about the physical form and reality in which we're moving through. And where we're at right now, we are in strange times. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, there's no one who, we're all on this big marble together, and no one really knows what the hell is going on. Let's just be honest, right? But there is an ability to tap in to knowledge, to information, and that we're being put in timeout as a human race. Let's just be honest with it. And it's something that we needed as a human race. Um, and as we do that, and as business owners, entrepreneurs, cash flow is essential to our business. And as we're in this time of being in timeout, there's two things and approaches you could be taking. One is action, moving, action, action, going, moving, action. And if that's where you're at, I applaud you for that. The other is, well, there's a myriad of ways, but let's just do the spectrum. On the other end of that spectrum would be complete withdrawal. It may be fear. It may be retraction. It may not be understanding. And so it's just complete inaction. And if you're there, I applaud you for that. And then you have everything in between. And at this time, this is an opportunity for all of us to go deeper, to become more connected, to understand who we really are, to understand what you are not, to understand what you've been imprinted by from family, parents, society, school systems, all systems, and what that means for you. And this opportunity is it's for you to tap into pure consciousness, your pure being, that of what is behind everything that you've been imprinted upon. When I say imprint, I mean limiting beliefs. I mean the assumptions we live by, the way we interpret and perceive the world, our gremlin or the ego mind, the inner critic. How active are we with our ego mind? How aware are we of the ego mind versus ourselves as the observer? This opportunity really requires no action at this time. And if you are in a position or a place with your business where you don't need to take immediate action, then this is golden for you, because you have the opportunity to create, plan, envision, and understand where you want to go as a human and where you want to go with your business. Why are you doing your business? Why are you getting up in the morning? Why are you thankful? So this is a little bit deeper than, this all will play a part in your mindset around money.
Mm-hmm.
This is your mindset around money has always been all the things that I just spoke to. It is what your belief system is of money. It is what your belief system is of yourself being worthy to receive and have a certain level or amount of money. It is your ability to be able to perceive and react and interpret a reality that is sending you false signals. And your reaction and or response to that, your emotional intelligence, these are all money blocks. And the only thing that prevents you from receiving that of what you want is yourself. So you can go and you can do all the work, all the action, do all of the sales calls, do everything in the outside aspect of your business and bring in money and bring in this. But if your internal compass on money is not dialed in, then it's going to flow right back out as soon as you bring it in. Or you're going to have unexpected bills. You're going to have, and your relationship with money is going to continue to be that, no matter how hard you work. Mm-hmm. And that is one of the specialties and working with Andrea and other clients is that identifying that and saying, I could bring in all this money, and this isn't Andrea per se, but this is just business owners in general. We talk about this with our other clients. We can bring in all this money, but it just goes right back out. Like, why am I working so hard for all of this cash flow if I'm not keeping any of it? What does this mean? And it's all that is, everything are signs on a signpost, letting you know whether or not you are whole, if you are conscious, if you are in high resonating level of consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Also, Ryan, I like what you're saying, because there's two pieces here. There's the action of managing your money, of, having the leads, closing the sales, collecting the payment. Now those are the doing pieces of it. And as you said earlier, part of that mindset is planning. And what is it going to look like when that money comes in? And that's where the mindset the intangible connects with the tangible, because it's like if you pictured a river, your financial systems, the tangible things, are like the banks of the river. And the money mindset and the intangible is the in between. And it's like you have this but how you interact with back and reflect and plan a little bit too, and say, how you as a business owner at this level, you're leading a team. You're making financial decisions that are going to affect their livelihood. You're making financial decisions that are going to affect your family and whoever else is dependent upon you and your income coming in. So it's really mindset, the whole, holistic view of the business and the business owner, because you're the one that's steering that ship going down the river. Yeah. So could you talk a little bit more about some practical things, or even just small action items that viewers could do to help bring them in tune a little bit more with their mindset, stepping back and doing that piece?
Right. So when you are in high levels of consciousness and you are in flow, that's when synchronicities happen. That's when your business will just start moving and flowing. The cash flow will come. And you're actually able to achieve more by doing less. And so that's a beautiful mantra that you can hold and you can practice. And that mantra is going to create a belief system on the subconscious level. Right now, we are taught to believe that you have to work very hard to have any kind of success. You have everything you will ever need. We live in an abundant universe. We are not in a state of lack. As much as our physical world is trying to present that to us, that is coming from the collective consciousness. We're witnessing that from the collective. You are individual. You can control your own individual consciousness, energy, and resonance. How do you know what that is? How do you know what your resonance is? Well, your feelings and emotions, anxiety and all of that, they are letting you know what your average, what your resonating level of energy is. So we don't want to judge them. We want to become aware of them. Another mantra that you can use, I'm giving you deep level stuff here, is I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am that of what is the observer behind it. Now, this is quantum mechanics. This is quantum physics. And what we're doing here is understanding how the universe works in terms of frequency, which is, that's what we live in, is an energetic frequency universe that is responding to other frequencies. You have to come into terms and know where you are from a resonating level of energy, your consciousness. Your feelings and emotions and your body and the mind, the ego mind that's creating the voices in your head that you are listening to as the observer. Those are not real. Those are part of this physical reality that are part of the collective as well. And so when you can know the difference of the feelings that I'm feeling of having this anxiousness of what's going on around me with the virus and the pandemic and being sheltered in and feeling alone and lonely and all the things that can come up with that, you can step back from that and know that that is not you. You are not your feelings and emotions. They are separate from your spirit soul, that of what is the observer that is within the body that is observing the mind and that what goes on around us. They are tools for you to be able to use and to know and to drive you back to wholeness or to source, to be united and then to be in that highest state of consciousness and resonance. Meditation, of course, is that of what will bring you to wholeness and to high resonance of consciousness. So meditation, creating a routine in the morning of when you first wake up that is dedicated to you, not you dedicate yourself, you are then dedicating to your business. If
Absolutely.
you're putting your business before yourself, you are creating a leaky bucket. When I say leaky bucket, it's when money comes in and then just flows right out the bottom. You're gonna ideally what you would like to do is you would like to create a vessel of yourself. Your human body is a tool as well. You are meant to be here on this earth with the purpose of doing what you're doing. And your body, your mind, and the way you walk through this is your tool to help the rest of humanity raise its level of consciousness as well. And you can do that through your business and touch even more and more and more people. Through that of what you do in good deed, you are going to receive back as well. How do you approach business? How do you approach making money? How do you approach disputes? How do you approach all of that? Is going to create an average resonating level of energy within your business. You are the leader of your business. Therefore, you are that of what creates an energetic profile or blueprint for your business and the people who are working and reporting for you as well. As you raise your level of consciousness and energy, you're going to affect your immediate leaders right below you and those of underneath them, and you are going to raise your whole level of average resonating level of energy or consciousness for your business. When you're doing that, everyone becomes more productive. Everyone has purpose and reason behind what they're doing within your organization, and flow will come.
Mm-hmm.
The other space that I'll offer you for practicality, and this is, I mean, if you have anybody who's ever worked with me, I'll get an eye roll right now. But it's the space of allowance. I repeat that in every call with anybody I'll ever work with. And this is where we are right now on a collectiveness, is to allow.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to allow, and when you do that, you release. You are giving up the control. And as I'm saying this, I have chills all over my body, because this is the truth of the state of being that we're in as a collective consciousness or collective humanity. Is it is time to release control, because control is just an outcome of fear. And when we live in a space of, I'll use the word faith, but you could also use detached involvement. I use that one a lot, but it's hard to wrap a mind around if you haven't heard it a couple times. But that is really when you envision what you want for yourself, when you ask yourself, what do I want? Ask yourself that and give yourself permission to find out what it is that you want. What do I want? And now it could be cash flow. It could be a business that helps people. It could be a business that helps me and my family. It could be anything you want it to be. There's no right or wrong answer. What do I want? Next thing is envision what that looks like as if it's already happened.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing is to believe that it has already happened and that you are worthy of it. And as you envision it, what does it sound like? See, smell, all the sensories as if it's already happening, because we live in a quantum world. And now you're resonating at a frequency as if that's already happened, and the universe needs to come in and respond to that. But the last and missing piece to that is you have to get out of the way. You have to stop thinking about that of what you want. You just have to now allow it and have faith that we live in a world that asks and it is given. That is how it works. As long as your underwriting subconscious belief system is not negating it or sabotaging it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of components to this, but allow yourself to receive, allow yourself and give your permission to observe, to go within yourself and allow yourself to feel love in a time of when we are in fear. There's nothing to fear. All of this, anything that's going to happen is going to happen.
Right.
And if you can hold on and to know in the universal absolute capital T truth that you are not your body and that you are not your mind, that everything goes on and expands beyond after this, that death is not real, it is a transition. If you can hold and be in that space, you will eliminate fear. And when you eliminate fear, there's only two things energetically in the spectrum: love and fear. And you're going to be operating in one or the other. And when you can release the fear, you're in love. When you're in love, in the state of love, you are in flow. And when you're in flow, money moves because it's an extension or a representation of energy.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple of things that you said, that there's an intertwining of the services we provide for our clients as far as the planning, the budgeting, the cash flow management. So it's taking all of, there's so many pieces and layers. And I know that for our viewers, if this is the first time you're hearing this, you're kind of like, what are they talking about?
Who's this guy?
Totally normal, totally. And this isn't the typical conversation that you would get in a money Facebook group. But here's the reality, is that there's so much of, and I just keep going back to tangible and intangible as a way to explain it as a concept.
Can I offer one thing on that? Inner work and outer work.
Absolutely.
We talked about that. We've talked a lot about that, right? And I didn't mean to interrupt you, but we're all in the outer in order to fix things and get things. And that's where the mantra of achieving more by doing less, by going in and then allowing yourself to receive, hold out for the synchronicities.
Yeah, it's having the right team in place to do the right actions. And then you as a business owner step back and let it flow. Just, as a business owner, no, I've brought in the right people. I've got them in the right spots on the bus, and they know what they're going to be doing, and I trust them to do it. And so now you have to be of the mindset to allow that to happen. And then you will start to see the cash flowing. And then you have the plan in place of what to do with it when the cash comes in. So we talk about in one of our trainings for budgeting. So what happens when the money comes in the business? If you don't have a plan and a place for it to go, then you're right. It's just going to flow right back out. And so it's being intentional and doing the outer work alongside of the inner work, which is the money mindset, to make it all flow together. And that truly is one of the secrets, the money secrets of $1 million business owners, is that they're able to, what's that saying, Ryan, that entrepreneurship is the highest form of self-improvement or
self-development. Yeah.
Yes. And it's so true, because like that saying, when you're on an airplane and you've got a kid next to you and they say, in the case of an emergency, put your air mask on first before helping others. And we use this analogy a lot in our conversations because it's true. You know, as I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a business owner, I've got a team that I, have the privilege of leading and mentoring. And I have so many clients that, I get to have such an intimate relationship with because I'm their money person, that if I don't have all of my clarity and I'm not centered, then I can't do an effective job in any of those ways. And so, so that's how the mindset flows to all the other pieces.
Can I offer one thing on that?
Sure.
That I think could be really helpful is, we were talking about understanding what it is that you want, right? And then creating that plan and working that plan, and that they have you to be able to plan that out. And then you guys are the action. You could be the action for them in that particular area of managing the books and the money and all of that. Part of the problem that we have as humans is we don't know what we want. And that we use this up here, the voice in the head that's moving through it, the ego, who is what is responsible for creating fear, to be honest with you. And so we're operating from that mindset about what it is, not of what we want. And a lot of times it's not, because it's not really what we want. Now, that could lead to what we want later. But if you're making all of your decisions from the voice in the head, there is also the mind of the, what we call the mind of the gut, right? Or make a gut decision. This is real. There is the mind of the gut. It's also intuition. It's also direct knowledge and feeding from universal knowledge. And by going in and asking yourself what it is that you want, that is an alignment with your blueprint or your soul of why you've come here. This isn't. This is going to create decisions and actions and obstacles that will create feelings to let you know that you're not on the right path of where you are. And if you ignore them and ignore them, ignore them, ignore them, then an event in the physical world will manifest to bring you to your knees, to the point then you will then be forced to go within and speak to source or to God. You can bypass all that. Start practicing now how you listen to your intuition. And from your intuition, then you can start to make a plan of action. But and then that so much of it can be inward action that will create the idea of how your outward action, but the synchronicity of that, it would almost lay out in front of you. And really look at some of the you know, there's two examples of really successful business people in this world. Those that go out in the outward and work and do and bring in and take, and you can just see it on their face and their actions and their howls about how that works for them. And then there are those who just seem, to be golden. And no matter what they touch turns to gold, and the opportunities and the things that line up, and they seem to live a very free life, but they're managing, multi-billion-dollar companies, and they're moving through and they're in flow. So can you go about this either way? Absolutely, you can. One is in a healthy, joyful state of being, and the other is in fear of lack of losing that of what you built and living in fear. And that I can only get by that of how I take, go, or forcefully, or lie, cheat, and steal. There's always that too, right? So there's always the opportunity, but by going inward and using your intuition or I like to say spirit mind, I'll go there, higher spirit. Use your higher spirit and get out of your head. And your higher spirit will reveal your plan. And then you can be in that space of allowance. So I hope that's helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. And it can be whatever you call it, whatever is good to you and feels right. But it all is the same principles and the same foundation. And when we work with our clients, the first thing we do is on our CFO high level clients, where do you want to go? And we get super clear on what does that look like for you? How much money are you bringing home? What are you able to create in your life with this money? Because this is just a vehicle to do that. And so we have them get crystal clear on what that is so that we can create the plan in between. And then they know, okay, did I reach it? Yes, this is what I envisioned. This is what I've wanted to achieve. And you're able to tell if you're on and like the signposts, you were saying emotions are signposts. it's the same thing. Your financial statements are signposts. Are you going to where you want to go?
They may cause a little pain.
What's that?
They may cause a little pain
Right?
sometimes, right?
But it really is just, do I go left, right, or keep going straight? And that's all that is telling you. So same thing. So we're talking about the what's up here, how to be able to navigate that. And that's the mindset of money and having it, what to do with it. And then we also have the, the real pen to paper other piece of, am I on the right path?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Well, awesome. This has been super fun. And this is the first time we've had you on as a guest. And I think that it's such an important piece of the conversation of being able to acquire, manage, keep money. It's the mindset piece. And so I think that we'll be having a lot more of these conversations, and we welcome anybody who's got questions or comments. Put them in the chat or put them in the thread, and when we come back on, we'll be able to address those for everybody. And Ryan, do you have anything else before we close out?
If you want to get in touch with me, my email address is part of my screen name. I don't know if that's showing up for you or not, but ryanwilloughby@gmail.com. And then I do have a Facebook page too. It's Ryan Willoughby. So you can connect with me through there if you have any questions or need any support. If you need any support outside of business, but from an emotional standpoint or from a mental standpoint, dealing with what we have going on as well, please feel free to reach out to me, and I will support you and help you any way that I can as well. And so know that this is temporary, that we will get through this, and use this as a great opportunity to find out who and what and where you want to go. This is a huge opportunity for all of us. And I send out love.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. Thank you, Ryan. And Ryan's in the group too, so you can search him there and then go to his page. So that will work too. Well, thank you so much, Ryan. It was great chatting with you, and I hope you guys all picked up one or two little nuggets that will kind of make you stop and think about it, and collectively we'll work on our mindset so that everyone in the group is lifted up together, and that's our intention for everyone to make more money and have fun doing it.
Woo, love it.
Yeah. So all right, guys, well, thank you. Have a great rest of the day.
Bye, everyone.